The number one question people ask me is, how's the market? I love answering this question. So here's the news about the market for May 2020. Let's look at the data through the end of April. Let's start with price. For April, the median sale price was virtually unchanged from March through the end of April, $470,000 down to $467,500, less than 1%. Since 2012, we've experienced consistent growth, adjusted for seasonal change. As you can see, the median sale price at the beginning of 2012 for residential, the blue line, was a little over $200,000. The line bounces its way up every year, peaking in the spring or summer, dipping in the winter, but overall trending upward to the point where we've remained above $400,000 since the beginning of 2019. That's 100% appreciation in 7 years. A very strong return, and one of the reasons real estate has been a consistent, strong investment. This year was on track to continue, but let's flip over and take a look at volume. We expect our highest volume of sales mid-year, May, June, July, and the ramp-up generally begins in April. This year, April volumes look more like February, and that's a consistent trend whether we look at sales that closed, ones that are pending, or new listings to hit the market that haven't closed yet. So what does that mean? It means there's low inventory, but price remains strong. Now, if you think those numbers sound low, 200,000, 400,000, the graphs I've been showing you are for statewide. If we look at King and Snohomish County, the trends are similar. In King County, the median sale price for April was $720, up 3% from April of 2019. But the number of new listings was down almost 37%. Again, April should be the upswing in volume on the way to the highest volume months, May, June, July. But instead, the volume dipped back down to February volumes. In Snohomish County, it's the same story. Median sale price up from $500 to $520, a 4% bump, but volume down 25%. What does this mean? Well, let's look at the supply and demand model. In the simplest terms, prices go up if the supply doesn't meet the demand. Prices go down if supply exceeds the demand. We see that price is still strong, increased from last year statewide or when we look at King and Snohomish County, while supply is low. This means sellers remain in a strong position. This is supported by the data when we look at time on market, the time when a house is listed to when an offer is accepted. Statewide, time on market is down 28.6%, but Snohomish County is down 36.7%, and King County is down 46.4% to just 15 days. Houses are flying off the market. In short, there are buyers who are ready, but the market lacks enough sellers. If you're thinking about selling, contact me. It's a great time to sell. Even if you're just thinking about it, contact me. I can do an analysis of your home in your neighborhood with the specifics that website estimates like Zillow just can't account for. But what does this mean for buyers? It means that real estate remains a steady, strong investment. Remember the bubble burst when people thought the sky was falling on their house investments? Let's take a look at the graph again. We'll use King County. Looking at the blue line, you can see beginning mid-2007, median price drops from a little over $450 to the bottom of the market mid-2011 of a little under $350. But that same buyer who bought at the peak in 2007, if they held on through the dip, their value now is almost $700,000. If you're thinking about buying, this market looks more difficult. But here's the bright spot. Your dollar goes further than it has at any point in recent history. Here's a graph of interest rates of 30-year mortgages since the 70s. In the 70s, the average was almost 9%. It jumped to almost 13% in the 80s, but it has been trending downward since then. In 2010, the average was just above 4%, and I've seen recent rates around 3.1%. If you're a millennial, it means your parents' interest rates when they bought was probably 400% higher on their loan than you can get on a loan right now. It's a good time to buy. It's a good time to buy, but a time that requires you to be prepared. Let's look back at the King County data. Though this holds for Snohomish and statewide as well. Let's look at the sale price as a percent of the list price. Did the house sell above its list price or below? For April, the sale price was 102% of the list price. For the year so far, we're at 101.5%. Last year at this time, we were at 99.7%, again, virtually 100%. If you are a buyer, the temptation is to look at houses that are at or slightly above your maximum price. In this competitive market, buyers need to look at homes that are listed below their maximum so that you can make a competitive offer. So that if you do find your dream home, you can have the flexibility to compete if there are multiple offers. It also means you need to be ready. Pre-approval is a must. We have to know what you can afford. Flexibility in your schedule is key, so we can go see that house when it's listed. Knowing what you want and communicating your must-haves so we can find the house and be definitive when we're at the property. That average of 15 days on the market for King County in April was for everything sold. That includes the ugly ones, the ones that haven't been updated since the 80s. The good ones go faster than 15 days. I've seen multiple properties this month go from active to pending in just 3 days. So, bottom line, our market value is strong. Sellers, there aren't enough of you. We need more people selling to meet the current demand. This is good news for you and your property value. Buyers, there is a lot of competition, but the good news is interest rates give you more buying power than ever before. We just need to be prepared to move quickly and competitively when we find the property that you want. Contact me. Let's talk about your specific situation. If you want to be up to date on the market, click subscribe. I'm going to be doing more market updates as data presents itself. Thanks for watching.